Abby, you want to start us off with questions for Al?
Sure. Uh, Al, Ime was just up here talking about, it's been a while since you guys were together in a gym and a practice like setting. How difficult was it to be separate and have to work through things for, a few weeks there while everyone was in and out of protocols?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Obviously, with the last few years, we've learned to kind of go along with everything and stuff, but there's no substitute for being able to come in here and work together as a group. Most of our guys, at least, and be able to get some good reps in and feel good about the team, have a good practice day. So it was very positive.
Was it positive? How was it out there today?
Yeah, no, it was good focus. We did what we needed to do, and most importantly, we were able to, get our shooting in, do things like that. The season we get so caught up sometimes in shoot around game, and there's usually not that time to have some practice days or just days in between games that we actually can, no back-to-backs, no things like that. So it was just good to get a good session in.
And be home for it. You guys have won 5 of your last 6. What's most encouraging for you during this run?
I just think it's probably just finding a way to win the games. We had our share of close ones there. They could have gone either way, honestly. So as recent as that Chicago game, at the end of the day, it's just finding a way to win those games. And, we've been in that constant battle all year, and I feel like our record reflects that. So I think just being able to start winning those close games, it's very important.
Is there a shift? Is it mentally? Is there a change in feeling or anything like that?
I just think it's just for us to continue to understand what it takes to win. And especially when it gets down to the fourth quarter, you need to be more locked in. You need to be able to execute better, things like that. And obviously we're still working through all those things, but I just think that there's, everything gets bigger down the stretch, especially in the fourth.
Thank you.
Seems that compared to last year, guys are recovering quicker from COVID. I'm wondering what your recovery was like, just what kind of after effects you felt.
Honestly, speaking personally, I was fine. The hard thing for me was that during that Christmas time and New Year's and all that time, we didn't have gym access as available as we would have hoped. And normally there's like a ramp up period. So for me, the ramp up period was just playing the games. And after just, going from doing all my work to just sitting at home for a week, not being able to touch a basketball, not even able to shoot, things like that. That's what made it so hard, because I feel like it took me until probably the second Indiana game when we played them over there to actually kind of feel basketball-wise, more normal. I felt fine physically, but just the timing and just being able to work with the team and do things like that, it takes a toll with the way that the protocol was set up. I couldn't get on court. And it was very hard, and I feel like my game suffered because of that.
Do you guys I know you don't like standings watch, but do you kind of keep track of where things are at and realize you're in a position? It's not like the West where there's 3 teams that have incredible records. It's still pretty bunched up, even from the 1 down to 10. That kind of gives you some encouragement that hey, if we can string some together, this isn't a lost cause. Yeah,
I think for some reason this year, or whatever it may be, I have been keeping up more with the standings, and looking at it, to your point, I think that if we're able to have a good stretch, we can be in a much better position than we are right now. I think that the key for us is we have a great opportunity here at home, starting tomorrow against Charlotte, and see how much ground we can gain, because it's still everything. I feel like it's up for grabs still.
Does that make it more like, do you feel, when you hear people say, oh, the Celtics should look to next year, do things like that like motivate you more? Like, hey, look, like we're still right there. This group hasn't had a ton of time to play together. Like, let's get our shot together first, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I look at it is, as players, I mean, we should never, look at it, in that way. We're focused on this season and the things that we need to do and what we can be as this group, as this team here right now. So, in no way, no way, shape, or form are we looking at, ahead or anything like that. I think the biggest thing is, how good can we be with the group that we have and try to figure it out, because we have the players, we have it here, and it's hard, but that's the challenge of it.
Oh, well, you kind of alluded to this in terms of the quotes and everything, but after the New York loss, you may said the whole mental toughness, et cetera, stuff, and then you guys went 5 and 6. Is there something to that in terms of just bouncing back and just kind of, I guess, overcoming that adversity?
Yeah, I mean, I just, I just think, like I said, I think we just need to continue to, just kind of find ways, to win. And a lot of these games we're in them, we're fighting and things just kind of don't go our way. And it's just continuing to, really learn how to win and really learn how to pull these games out. And we have an opportunity now to make up some ground, because like Adam said, like, there's not, we're not so far off. I feel like we're still in striking distance. Thanks.
Do you still keep in touch with Terry and Gordon? And what will it be like tomorrow facing off against them again?
A little bit, here and there. I'll text those guys, and it's definitely different, for sure. But
Yeah.
It's good to see those guys doing so well. They're a big reason why Charlotte is where they are, and they've been playing really well. So it should be a fun one tomorrow.
And then last one for me, Rob out due to the birth of his son. You've experienced that in in-season birth and stuff like that. What have you given him any words of advice through that process and having a newborn in the middle of a season?
So no, I haven't. So I just all I said was just for him to enjoy, the moment. It really doesn't matter, I guess, when it happens. Like, it's such a blessing, to be able to for him to welcome his son into the world, and it's special. So it's a special time for him and his family, and he just has to enjoy it. It's just something that's very special.
Thank you. Yep.
Zoom question from Cassidy Hubbath.
Hi, Al. As someone who was with Jalen and Jason as rookies and new to the league to now where they're the leaders of the team, what differences have you observed in how they're working to complement each other to lead this team?
They're really, really trying to work together, really trying to, put us in positions to help us win. And there's big responsibilities in their shoulders. They know that. And but you can tell how they play. They're obviously they're looking to score, but they're also looking to create for others, make the game easy. And at the same time, we expect them to defend, be good on the defensive end, be locked in. And we were talking about it, but the Chicago game, Jason down the stretch had some big plays defensively. Set down on DeMar DeRozan in one possession, got a stop when we needed it, then went and got a block at the rim. So those are just some examples that, they're both, finding ways to impact winning, and they're doing a good job of it. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy winning in this league. It's not easy leading a group. But, I feel like they're both up for the challenge. And I think that's been the biggest difference. Like, when they first came in, they're obviously younger, trying to figure out how everything works. And Now they're obviously trying to figure things out, but it's in a different position. It's a different role, bigger responsibilities. But you know, I feel like they're doing a good job.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Al, I think tomorrow's the first game Gordon's going to be back since leaving. I know injuries kind of prevented last year.
Oh, wow.
What's your reflections on his time there? It didn't work out the way it's supposed to because of that night in Cleveland, but it just you kind of just wonder what if it all worked out and it never happened and you guys were able to kind of take on the league full strength.
I think you will always wonder that, you know, with Gordon. And for me, my biggest thing for him is I was very encouraged by the way that he was able to bounce back from the injury. You know, sometimes when the injuries happen, you know, you don't know how the player's going to be, how their game is going to change. And Gordon, you know, has been able to work to get to a point where, you know, he can still be a really, really good player. And, you know, he showed it his last year here and now in Charlotte, he's been having a really good year. So for me, I just been impressed with how he's handled adversity. He didn't let that get him down and he's continued to work and he's in a really good place right now. So I'm just, you know, just really happy for him.
We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, Alan.